There we have it. The fight is not physical, unfortunately. It's financial and governmental. And I guess I don't really know if Musk is directly involved. It's just Starlink right now. Starlink and X, formerly known as Twitter, which we will now refer to as Twitter for the remainder of this article.
I will.
Yes. So basically what happened was the Brazilian government noticed that there was a lot of misinformation being spread online about their own voting system. So the president and a certain judge kind of found a way to basically start sanctioning or trying to stop this from happening. Well, one of those outlets of misinformation, one of the bigger ones, was Twitter. And so they're like, hey, you need to shut down this part of Twitter, like stop doing it. Musk doesn't agree, obviously. He's all about this freedom of speech thing, somewhat. Okay, I need to focus on the real issue here.
Stay on target.
And so they shut down Twitter. They're like, all right, you're done. Twitter's done here now. However, he also sold Starlink in Brazil, and people who are able to get the internet from Starlink can now still access Twitter because he refused to shut down the website Twitter on his own Starlink sort of company. So now they are trying to stop Starlink from being able to give any internet in Brazil at all. And this is going to be a paraphrase. I don't remember the exact quote, but I believe the president said, we shouldn't have to put up with his right-wing BS just because he's rich. And I think that kind of encompasses their idea of what's happening. This person wants, freedom of speech and whatever, but it's actually misinformation. They don't want to put up with that just because he's rich. So they're giving him the axe in all different directions. It's still ongoing, along with a couple other sort of providers as well that have tried to refuse to shut down Twitter or other misinformation websites. So yeah, it's been kind of a fiasco over there. Yeah, I assume since it's the government, they're going to do it in the end. But,
I guess so.
I would assume.
I wonder who will be left standing. Who will be the final? I suppose there will be an internet provider. Who will it be? Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be like some Brazilian internet provider that just follows the government's orders.
Yes, his buddy.
Yeah. Oh. Now, how do you feel about like countries banning social media websites and platforms that could spread misinformation?
I don't know. I can see both sides of the issue.
Yeah.
I guess I see why misinformation can be dangerous. Like, for example, Russia Today, RT, a news platform which is run by the Russian government, is banned in a lot of Western nations, in America and so on. We can't get it in a lot of places, and I can see why that there's a lot of perhaps extremely biased Russian propaganda on there. But also, I feel like now I can't read Russia Today. I'm so far outside their bubble. I have no idea, what your average Russian thinks about ongoing news stories. Before, when I could see both sides, I could check the BBC, I could look at CNN, Korea Times, Russia Today, Al Jazeera. Yeah. I could at least see what all the different nations or how they were spinning it. Now I can't. So, but not everyone has great media savvy.
Yes.
Thinking, somebody might get plugged into RT and think everything they say is true and everything else is lies, and so I don't really know how else they would deal with it. They want their own country's propaganda getting to their people, not somebody else's nation's propaganda.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that was well said. There's a lot we could talk about on the subject. And actually, if you do want to hear more about Russia Times, we do have an article coming up.
Yes. Thought I'd get the connection in
exactly.
there.
Check out whatever YouTube video is talking about Russia Times. Maybe you'll find it, maybe you won't. Now, specifically, how do you feel about governments trying to block access to certain websites?
Again, I think most countries are involved in it at some point. Like, I think, like various pornography sites or
Gambling.
Online gambling, video sharing, illegal video sharing sites, things like that. They're already blocking the things that they don't like. So I feel like it's probably just an extension of that. It's going to be hard for us to claim, free speech, when they will try to argue, well, it's dangerous, it's bad for society, it's toxic. So, again, it's got its pros and cons, you know. In some ways, I do agree with Musk.
Yeah.
Ideologically, it all should be free speech. We should all get like really good media training when we're at school.
Yes.
That should be like a standard lesson on how to interpret and filter and compare issues and not get
What a good idea.
compare truths in different ways, and then we can have all the access. But I don't think any government really wants that. They'd rather
Rational,
simple.
logical people.
Keep it simple and just keep us in our little box. And
Wow. Well, this article got a little deep.
sorry,
Yep.
sorry, that was my soapbox.
Yes. Well, while Musk is in the crosshairs, we will look at the vocabulary down below and kind of see what we can use in our everyday English, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Ratchet up.
Ratchet up.
Sanction.
Sanction.
Back.
Back.
Oblige.
Oblige.
Revocation.
Revocation.